So I recently just got back from Iceland. Lots to tell there, lots to make, lots to create. That's all coming. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. But I also came back with a ton of photos. I'm talking thousands and thousands of photos.
So much to edit.
I could make it look like I live in Iceland full time. No one would know the difference. Now, I actually do have a friend that lives in Iceland full time. He's also one of the greatest photographers I've ever known. None other than Benjamin Hardman. He also drives a sick Jeep with massive tires that I am obsessed with.
What are you doing?
Putting some tubes on my tires so I can let the air down. This is my precious beast and I need to protect my suspension.
What a boss. This is Benjamin Hardman, arguably the greatest photographer I've ever been in the presence of. I say that a lot. I'm inspired by a lot of people. This guy, unmatched.
How long does it take to let the air out?
We do it while we drive.
Woo! It blows my mind. You just wander off for like 5 minutes and you're in the most epic spot you've ever seen. And that's everywhere you go. Everywhere.
I've been here for 7 years and I'm still finding new things, like almost every trip.
There's the crew up ahead. What happened?
I'm stuck!
Oh, that's proper dug in,
Proper
dude.
dug in.
Yeah.
Love that. Oh, what's in this box?
Air compressor and grip.
Like a pro. What the heck? There's just the ocean there? Look at these waves, dude. Oh my goodness. Bro,
So sick.
so sick. Oh,
Crazy
the
swell.
light looks so good on you right now. Hang on, switching cameras.
Now, coming home, starting to edit these photos, I ran into a little bit of a problem, a little bit of a roadblock editing that I thought, I don't know what to do here. Let's use this photo as an example. Sick shot, massive landscape, beach, mountain, rocks, endless horizon in the same frame. But my issue with this, let's see if you can come up with it yourself, is that there's no real focal point. I don't want every image to just be someone standing in an epic location. Small person in big place. It's easy, it's been done, but I don't want that to be the theme of all these photos. So I look at a photo like this and I think, okay, it's great, but I need to focus this somewhere on something, somehow. My first way to do that is usually cropping a photo. Can I get rid of more sky? Can I get rid of more beach? Can I make the beach the focus? Can I make the rocks the focus? So I'm gonna reframe things usually, and that's my first step. Now, when that fails and I still don't have a primary focus, what can I do then? And this is where I got stumped. This is where I sat around and thought to myself, can I just, I don't even, That's when Ben told me about reshaping light. He quickly demonstrated what he meant by this, and it absolutely kind of blew my mind. It's one of those things where I thought, of course you can do this. How have I not done this? Why am I not doing this? And I thought better than me explaining it to you right now, the man himself would explain it to you, because learning from Ben will literally make you a better photographer. I'm not exaggerating. So Ben, please help my audience understand what you blew my mind with when talking about reshaping light.
Well, hello there, Pete, and welcome everyone to my little studio here in Iceland, where I've worked for almost a decade now as a professional photographer, doing a lot of landscape images, especially here in Iceland. The weather is not always in my favor, and I'm left often with kind of flat, dull images. So I've built over the years different creative methods using the masks to sculpt the light and bring attention to specific areas of the image. And we can use a series of masks to achieve that look. So we're here in Lightroom now, and our first image to edit is going to be this flat image of a mountain where the light is not exactly doing what we want, but that's okay because we can use some very simple masking to bring the light to the center, to bring a sense of subject back to this image and isolate it by darkening everything around it. We're going to start with radial filter, and we're just going to bring very simply the light to the middle. And with every mask that we use, we are going to counter with contrast and color, because you're going to be changing those every time you make an adjustment. I'm just going to use a brush with no auto mask, none of that, just to very simply and subtly make changes to this part of the image. Looking at where the light is coming from, it's coming down from the top right. You can see some harsh shadows here, so we always want to follow that direction of light, but we just want to essentially trick the audience that the light was originally doing the thing that we are hoping to achieve. You have to very much keep in mind that you're going to need to balance the colors to make it less noticeable that there was an adjustment made on this part of the image. I'm then going to use a linear gradient from the bottom just to darken this a little bit. Maybe going to need a special adjustment here. Highlights down, darken a little bit, and then I'm going to go back to the other one because the color needs to be adjusted too. And keep in mind as well that we haven't made our general edit yet, so we're still dealing with a flat image, but just by doing these quick brushes and general masking, we can just move the light before we start to grade the image. One more mask down here, just going to darken a little bit, maybe add in a little bit of a blue hue here. Pretty awesome to go from completely different lighting scenario without it being too noticeable. And then of course you can refine this further and further. You can specifically brush along the edge of the mountains, but what I wanted to prove here is how rough you can go with the masks, and by being subtle, by doing small adjustments on each one and setting many different points for the light to hit the mountain, you can really make a soft but impactful difference on the image. Moving on to our second image, I thought one of these foxes could be cool, just to showcase a different set of masking options. Let's try this one here. Just gonna center him up. A beautiful little Arctic fox. Even though it's actually water, this has got a clear sky to select. It's got a clear subject and a clear background. So we're kind of winning. I mean, we can even just set initial masks that we can then go back to. So select sky. Let's see what happens with background. I mean, this is just awesome stuff. It's so easy to do what used to take hours. I just want to add a little bit of contrast and general global edits before I get into the masks. Just brighten up the fox a little bit, add a little bit of contrast. I'm going to go to the supposedly sky that's actually water. And this is where we can bring in a nice blue to balance against the grass in the foreground, which I'm going to change color actually. Quite often I don't like it when the background is one solid neutral exposure. I always want the eye to be drawn in to the middle point, so I use usually a linear gradient just to drop this down a little bit in exposure, and then again I'm adjusting the white balance just to make sure that the colors match. And now I want to create a mask that is just the grass. So there is another option here, the color range. And simply, if we just click over a range, let's see what happens. I mean, that's almost perfect. If we then minus out, so this is where we get a bit tricky, select sky, ready? Boom. That is cool. So now we're only affecting mostly the grass, some of the fox, but let's just see how it looks and we can always come back to it. So now I just want to adjust the color of the grass a little bit. Maybe we bring the light a little bit more to the center with a big radial filter. Before and after. I'm happy with that. So that is just my 2 cents on the whole masking thing. For me, it's really the core of all of my edits. It generally takes more time than what I've put in now, because you want to, in some cases, be a bit of a perfectionist and make sure the edges are perfectly masked out. But thanks to the new technology in Lightroom, it is so easy now, especially on images that have a clear subject or a clear sky. It is just epic what you can do. Back to you, Pete, and I want to see all of your photos using the masks.
So a very special thank you to Benjamin Hardman for showing me how to reshape light in Lightroom and utilizing masks way more than I have been. I'm the kind of guy that has just been doing like a single radial mask, one linear mask, kind of like 1 or 2 tops. I had no idea, it never even crossed my mind that I could put like 12 to 15 masks on a single photo, and I feel like it opened up new doors that I should have known about. But Ben, thank you for sharing that with my audience, and thank you for sharing that with me. If you guys want to learn more from Ben, he is just about to launch his new editing course, a masterclass on how he edits all his photos, his style, his techniques, things like reshaping light. And if you liked that, way more is coming. I'm gonna link that below as well. He's taking signups right now. If you're serious about photography and this is your craft and you want to be better, this is the kind of thing that makes you better. Check that out. Thank you, Ben. Good luck with the course. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. It's always great learning a new technique within a software that you already use or you use all the time. Hit the like button if you liked this, subscribe if you want more content based around photography, video, and all of the things, really. Happy to have you here. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.
Found a cool spot. So I was exploring over here, and I started coming through this little, I'm so out of breath. So I was running through here, seeing all the twists and turns, literally running like a kid, just like, exploring. And then I realized this.
It's my grandfather. He passed away recently. Yes, go on.
Dude, nothing better than coffee on the beach in Iceland. Come on.